Your checking account available balance is $12,617,290.56.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Merchman Says. I know it has been almost 2 weeks since I made a video. Hey, life gets in the way. I've been working and it's been trying to get things situated for what's to come, 2021. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is Merchman Says TV, MURCMONTEZ, and what we talk about is nursing, travel nursing, health, fitness, and anything you want me to talk about within the realms of that content. And what I want to talk about today is how you, yes you, can become a travel nurse. Let's talk about it. First of all, what I want to do is I want to clear the air on who can be a travel nurse. When people answer this question, they always say this. Well, first, you got to be an AS, you got to get your AS in. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a registered nurse. Not true. You can be an LPN because that's also a nurse, and you can travel nurse, all right? Because that's what I do right now. I'm an LPN travel nurse. You don't have to be a registered nurse. And everybody that says you have to be a registered nurse needs to be re-educated on what nurses are and who all can travel. So LPNs can travel just as well as RNs can travel. If you didn't know, CNAs can travel as well. Medical assistants can travel. EKG technicians can travel. Surgical technologists can travel. Doctors, nurse practitioners, pretty much anybody in the allied health field can get involved with travel agencies. This is not subject to only nurses. All right, so now that we have that out the way, I want to tell you how you can get there. All right, so if we're talking about nurses, what I want you to do is get a year of experience. 6 months to a year, preferably a year, and if you need more, do 2 years, because you're going to get thrown in places and go to facilities that aren't necessarily going to give you the orientation that you feel like you need to have, right? You're going to get like 2 or 3 days, and then after that, it's go time, and you got to be mentally ready to do that. So I feel like if you start with Med-Surg for a year, you should be good to go, because in Med-Surg, you're going to get exposed to a lot of different things, like a lot of different ailments, and you're going to learn a lot of different skills, so much to the fact that you're going to be comfortable no matter where you go to perform as a nurse should perform. All right. And I'm not sure as far as the experience you might need as a CNA, but you can travel just as well as a nurse can travel. So you might want to look into that, because many people say that CNAs are underpaid, and it's true. They are, $8, $9, $10. It's not enough, especially if you want to live in a bigger city. It's not really enough to sustain a comfortable living. However, if you get involved into agency work as a CNA, then you can go from making 8 to 10 to 18 to 25 to 35. It's possible. If you look it up and you really do your research, you can get those rates that you want to get in order to, take care of your family, take care of your bills in a better way. All right. But anyway, back to nursing. And I just want to say before I keep going is that I may or may not have made a video about this in my earlier stages of my YouTube channel. However, it's just that on my TikTok, Merchman Says TV, go follow it because it's lit. People were asking me how can they become a travel nurse, and they were saying things like, maybe CNAs don't get enough recognition, or they don't really get the bonuses like nurses do. So that's why I'm choosing to cover this again, because I want people who maybe didn't see my previous videos to understand that no, it's not true. You as a CNA can travel and make the big bucks that you want to make. And I'm also telling you how to become a travel nurse. Anyway, get back to it. You got your year of experience. Now what do you want to do? What you want to do is you want to find an agency that is going to work with your situation. And what I mean by that is you want to find one that can pay your taxes. You want to find one that will pay you if you have to pay for your own living expenses, or find one that will give you money to pay for your living expenses. All right. So that way you don't have to worry about it. You also want to find a sizable stipend if you can, because a stipend is going to come in handy when you do have those meals, when you do have housing to pay for, when you do have gas to pay for. The stipend is basically like free money that you can use to sustain your life as you go to work. Now, at times, I'm going to say it's a good time to travel because the rates are higher than what they've normally been. I've been doing it for like 3 years and I've never seen the rates this high, but that's only because of COVID. Higher risk facilities are going to pay you more because you're risking your life to be in this area of COVID. So, if you're comfortable with going to facilities that are pretty heavy on COVID patients in the atmosphere of COVID, then you're going to make a lot. However, if that's something that you don't necessarily want to do, you don't have to do it. It's still other facilities that don't have COVID that can offer you a pretty sizable amount if you're looking for a higher pay rate than what you're making as a staff nurse. And I also want to say this, okay? There was a comment on my TikTok. It makes perfect sense, right? So the comment says, if the hospital actually pay their staff competitive wages and bonuses like they should, you wouldn't need people traveling with an agency to come in and help, which is true. However, my viewpoint on this is that that's never going to happen. You're never going to pay you what you need to be paid as staff. That's just what it's been. That's what it's always been, and that's what it will always be. Unless you're like a doctor or someone high on the totem pole with a PhD, you're not really going to be making what you think or what you feel like you should be making. And that's why travel agencies exist, because we're filling a need that the hospitals have, and they can't fill it on their own. And so, as a result of calling you in to help, you get to demand a higher rate. So that's basically what happens. That's how the travel agencies work. You feel like you're not getting paid enough, so you join a travel agency that will pay you enough, and they're paying you enough because the facilities are agreeing to pay this much because they really need help. If they didn't really need help, we wouldn't be there. But that problem is never going to be fixed because the rate at which people are hired, fired, quit is so high that you're never really going to fill any facility that you have. So we're always going to exist. That's how I see it. But anyway, back to the chronological order I was trying to go in, but I had to get off course because there's a lot of things that I'm thinking that I need to address, because I think I do. Because most people don't know that they can travel nurse. Most people don't know that CNAs can travel nurse. Most people don't know that respiratory therapists can travel nurse and receive good wages that they feel like they deserve. People don't know that. So I'm here to let you know. And most people don't know that you don't have to be an RN to be a travel nurse. You can do it as an LPN and make just as much as a staff RN, or make just a little bit less than what a travel RN would make. For example, if they get paid 70, you're probably going to get 50 an hour if you're an LPN. If they're making 100 an hour somewhere, you might get 60 an hour at that same place. It's not bad. Like, people think that it's all, and people think that it's only the RN that can get this stuff, but it's not true. Do your research and you'll learn. People didn't know that the wages for an LPN could go so high up, but they can if you look, do your research. You can make the 30, the 40, the 50, the 60 as an LPN, regardless of what people tell you. Even if they say that you can, all right? You can. And even as a CNA, you don't have to make 8, 9, and 10. You can make 18, 20, 25, maybe even 30, depending on where you go, depending on the facilities that really need you. You just got to do your research and look it up. So anyway, that's my stint on travel nursing, or just traveling in general. Anybody in the allied health field can travel. CNAs can travel. LPNs can travel. RNs can travel. All right. If you're a nurse, get that year in med surg. If you need 2 years, do that. Then after that, go look for an agency that fits your needs. Someone that pays taxes, someone that's going to reimburse you if you have to pay for your living expenses, if you have to pay for food, if you have to pay for any travel expenses like an airplane ticket. Find you an agency that's going to reimburse you for that, or that will just flat out pay for it for you. Look for a good stipend, a sizable stipend, because that's going to be free money. And if you get a stipend, they're going to give you low hourly rates. However, when you put it all together, it comes out to still be a sizable hourly wage. All right. And just look for companies that are really good with relationships between you and the agency. Like, don't If they make you feel like you're just a number, chances are that agency is not going to be somewhere that you want to stay for the next couple of years, right? Don't let them make you feel like a number. If that's the way you feel when you get hired on with them, leave. It's not for you. And I think that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. You know, I know it's been a while. I'm trying to stay consistent. I'm trying to give you stuff that's relevant, you know, because lately the question has been travel nursing and how to get there. So that's my video, my official video on how to become a travel nurse. If you want actual agencies that you could use, no matter where you are in the state, in the United States, I can help you on that. If you want a video on that, hit me up in the comments and I'll do it. And that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, we're trying to get at least 2,000. You know, let's get to 2,000. I'm at 1,445. So about 400 and a little bit more, and I'll be at 2,000. You guys can help me with that. That'd be much appreciated. See you on the next video.